Okay, Lego just announced a new set, and I want to take a look at it because I think it is one of those things that's just right up my alley. So, this is Lego Icons set number 11383, and it is the Mayor Manor. It is part of a new series of sets that they plan on doing. I think it's what I've heard is it's going to be something like once a year around Halloween time, they would release something kind of like this. Maybe they'll drip feed it more throughout the year. We'll see what their actual commitment to it is. But yes, this is the Mayor Manor. And as I've been building Lego for a while, I have decided to kind of reduce, step back away from just every single set that might interest me. I've really started to curate my collection and what I build and display to be more focused on basically, I'd say probably three or four major themes. The clear winners for me are the Lord of the Rings series. Any Lord of the Rings set, I'll buy and build. Castle, any of the new Castle sets, I'll buy and build. I've been avoiding space, even though space would certainly be very enticing. The modern sets I'm less interested in. I really like, I think, the more classic sets there. So I kind of skip that. But anything pirates and anything boats. So whether that's the Titanic or the Endeavor as model ships, or any of the Bricklink designer program ships. But one of the themes I'll always go for is anything that's kind of haunted. Any haunted house they design and release a set for. I'll tell you, the Hidden Side was one of the greatest series for me, just as like a wonderful suite of options for kind of haunted things. I love the Hidden Side. I'm very sad that it only kind of basically lasted for kind of 2 rounds, 2 years. But this could be a good maybe replacement for it. And I'm very excited. So I want to go take a sneak peek look at all this. Look at the photos that have been officially released. Real quick, as I'm just kind of showing the main picture with the box art and everything, I will read real quick what they say about it. They say, "Welcome to a world of mystery with Lego Icons Mayor Manor. This quirky mansion is the first of the Midnight Valley Collection, a series of collectible building sets designed for adults, where distorted and asymmetrical construction creates a haunted atmosphere. Immerse in an engaging project as you craft intricate details across the manor's crooked facade, complete with tilted angles, weathered textures, and an old tree nestled comfortably in the brickwork. Explore the two-story interior with Gothic decor, period-style furnishings. Discover a suit of armor, a fireplace, a grandfather clock eerily frozen at the stroke of midnight, along with other details including a table and chair, framed artwork, and a bookshelf. Bring the scene to life with the 3 glow-in-the-dark characters, a house cat, and a rat. Then display your creation for all to enjoy." And then it talks a little bit about the Builder app. But yeah, so the Midnight Valley Collection, that's what they are going to call this, and I am very interested to kind of see what this looks like. So this is going to be mostly a first-time reaction. I was actually camping when they announced this, so I'm just now back to my computer and able to pull up images and take a look at it. So let's take a look at this first kind of full picture. So it's not a very large edifice, as it were. I'm thinking of maybe really this looks pretty much similar to the 3-in-1 Creator haunted house set in terms of size. And yeah, I think it's about as tall as it too. So not a very big set. It is, let's see, the piece count again is it's 1,420 pieces. Price point is about $120. So that's a little bit better price per piece ratio than you might see on, say, a licensed set, but I think that's not a terrible price. And they say this is targeted towards adults. That's how it's been framed. So taking a look at this, I'm seeing pieces here that I'm not sure if they're new or just new to me. The little feather duster that this maid has looks, I don't know if I've ever seen that piece before. I certainly don't know that I've ever seen this kind of stone gray, bluish gray leaf coloration before. Maybe it has existed somewhere, but I'm unaware. I see the nice printed kind of shield tile piece there with the crescent moon on it. And this little gargoyle, I am again not certain if that is a new piece, but it is at least new to me. I think anytime I've done a gargoyle in the past, I've done brick built. Now I think it's possible. Maybe I'll go look this up in a little bit, and if it is in fact in this set, then I'll show it here. But maybe the Arkham Asylum set had this, and the way it was worded, I thought that I was going to have 3 glow in the dark figures and then a glow in the dark rat and cat. But it's not. The rat and the cat don't look glow in the dark at all. But you can see the at least the faces and probably the exposed hands on the butler and the maid. But the faces at the very least are all going to be glow in the dark faces, which I think is a kind of a fun touch. I don't know it's strictly necessary. I really like the way the facade kind of looks. It's got like a nice kind of busyness and details while being pretty piece efficient. And I do like the stained glass windows. I've seen that approach used a lot in mocks, and now I'm seeing it in official sets. So that's pretty cool. Got a little tree here that is kind of grown into the side. You can see how it's kind of cracked this right-hand side of the house and set it all a kilter. And also the column just to the left of the tree is also cracked. Looks like this chimney over here to the left is also a little off kilter. All right, so let's go look at another picture here. Oh, by the way, before I do, I see a balcony here, but it doesn't look like there's access to it. It's just kind of a decorative balcony. Okay, let's take a look at the characters up close. So, I don't think they gave names to any of these characters. I'll be really curious to see. Maybe we'll see it in box art or something else later on as more information gets released. Maybe these characters have names. I'd be curious. It seems like they have a lot of character to not have names, to just be generic maid, butler, and mayor. I don't know, who she's supposed to be exactly. So, see, she has a mayor's staff though, kind of like that English Tudor style, like mace that town mayors would have. I don't know. I don't know if it's like a mayor's manor or mayor is the last name, but either way, I do like the cat a lot. I'll tell you what it immediately kind of jumps out to me, makes me think of something my wife showed me a while back, and it just sticks in my mind, is old Victorian cat names, and there's one cat named Torrington Sunnysides. So I don't know if this cat is going to have a name, but if it doesn't, that is what I will call it. I will call it Torrington Sunnysides. We actually have a cat that looks just like this. That orange cat, very fluffy tail, fluffy mane, a little white spot on its chest. Very much looks like one of our cats. So if this wasn't already a must-buy for me, which of course it is as a haunted house, it will be now. All right, so here's a picture of the back. There's a lot going on here, so let's see. You can see on the left-hand side a little bit of the crumbling facade here and how it kind of fits in to the overall manor. Looks like we got a bony fish there. Is that a new piece as well? I don't know if I've ever seen a fish piece that actually looked like it was just bones. I hope that's a new piece. It also, I can't tell, it has the same coloration as the glow-in-the-dark piece, so I wonder if that fish might glow in the dark. I really like, this has to be a new clock face as well. It's actually stuck at midnight. That looks like a new piece, and hopefully not a sticker. It looks, based on how close it gets to the edge of the circular tile, I have to assume that is printed. Right next to it is basically old, hand-drawn blueprint of the facade of this house. So, again, a pretty nice touch. Below it, I see a photo or a portrait of Torrington Sunnyside wearing a little top hat and a collar with a bow. Pseudo armor. That pseudo armor is basically a whole other minifigure. in terms of how I would count minifigures, that would be a 4th minifigure. Let's see what else we can see here. I kind of wish I could see what was on top of this table, and can't quite see to the left of this clock. But bookshelf on the right-hand side at the top, that looks like a pretty standard bookshelf build. A little bit of a couple different techniques that are being used to kind of match that up and have some book covers facing certain ways with these ingot pieces. Oh, look, there's 2 swords on the wall on either side of the arched window, and a bat up at the top. Looks like the tilted chimney at the top right is a pretty standard build practice for that. I think LEGO designers probably cut their teeth on these concepts in the LEGO Harry Potter series, learning how to make all these interesting, intricate angles, given how that theme has progressed over time in terms of complexity. I'd like to see more. Let's see what other pictures. Okay, so now we have some of just the stock photos of somebody building the set, top-down view of the set being built. Doesn't give me a lot of information. Slightly different angle. Again, not a lot of information as to other details of the build. I want to see around this fireplace. Ah, well, there we go. Next picture had the fireplace. This again looks like a printed piece instead of a sticker because, again, the portrait here gets so close to the edge. I like how there's, the cat, Torrington Sunnysides, is climbing a curtain in the back. It's a nice kind of clever thing. A little red chair here apparently spins. If I go back, yeah, it looks like it spins on that carpeted area. So you can face this lady either direction. And now that I'm going back one, I am noticing as well that they did... Yet again, the trick they did with Gandalf in the Lord of the Rings sets like Rivendell, I think they did it as well in the Bag End set that was recently released, where they used this 2x2 slope tile to create minifigure sitting position for someone with either a robe or a dress. So you'll actually have an alternate build with her sitting in her chair. Okay. There again are the figures with Torrington Sunnyside. There's somewhat an idea of scale. I've grown to really not like these photos. Okay, I'll just put it this way. I know that in the past these were like set dressed photos. They feel more and more AI to me. I don't know if it's just how perfectly situated everything is, or I don't know. But anyway, they don't really tell me a lot about the product I want to know. Some more pictures of the facade, slightly different. Oh, look, under the floor. I was actually going to say that in one of the other pictures, that the little arches at the base made me think there might be something under the floor, like a hidden build. And sure enough, there's a key that the rat has found with its cheese. I'm going to go back because this key shows up in this portrait with Torrington hanging off the curtain. So I like that there's kind of this feeling like they're setting up a mystery. Like, there's the key, but where did the key go? What's the mystery of the key? Well, it's under the floorboards where the rat has it. A little pumpkin with the little stone gray leaf design. Okay. Just not seeing a lot of new parts in any of these other pictures. I think I've already called most of them out. Okay, then just sitting on a shelf. Again, sitting on a shelf. There you go. There's the alternate build right there. So you have in the background the normal minifigure dress kind of standing, but then you have this alternate build that uses a angle bracket and this 2x2 slope piece that has the same printed face as the standard minifigure dress, but allows them to be in a seated position. Again, sitting on a shelf. Hey, look, they have a key there. That's a nice addition. Again, given the fact that the key seems to be like this kind of, tongue-in-cheek nod to some sort of mystery. All right, so this is the box art. It shows the 3 glowing faces in that top right photo. Again, I feel like that fish might glow in the dark, but I don't know. I don't know what color that is. It might just be white, but it definitely seems not quite the same color as the white. I don't know. Hard to tell. That's it. That is it for the photos. I'm going to go back. I want to see on the other box art. Yeah, I can't tell. So nothing about this suggests that any of these characters have any names. I do feel like it would be a missed opportunity to not give actual names to these characters. But yeah, the Mayor Manor. This is going to be released in September of this year, which is great, around my birthday. So that'll be a birthday present to myself, I suppose. I love haunted houses. I like the idea. I hope this is not a one and done theme that Lego does. I hope this set does well. I know people really are going to probably scoff a little bit at the price. I tend to be generally happy with that, 10-cent per piece price mark, as long as I feel like it's something I want. And if it's something I really want, I'm willing to always pay a little bit more as just a general builder. I don't complain as much as some people might about Lego prices. But that said, I get where people are coming from. They don't want to spend their hard-earned money on something that doesn't feel super great. So my initial thoughts with this are, I love the concept. I love the theme. I like the design and the facade. I'm a little bit curious as to how this set, being designed for adults, is just a facade set. I think a lot of times when you look, they're calling this an 18 plus set, right? When you have an 18 plus set, you tend to have a display piece that looks good on all sides and can be opened up. Like even the Creator 3-in-1 haunted house feels more adult oriented than I would say this does, because it's a complete model. And when I think about really nice sets that appeal to adults, they tend to be more expensive, which this one necessarily isn't. Again, for the size, it might feel a little bit expensive. Again, like if I go look at the Creator 3-in-1 set, that one is $90, and they just recently sold it for I think it was sold around $75 or something. It was not super expensive back or just right at the recently finished Insider days. So it was a little bit cheaper. And I actually have 2 copies of this because, like I said, I like haunted houses, but I also like boats and ships, and they had an alternate build for a haunted ship that I wanted to do. But yeah, when you look at that, that's $90. Has more minifigures by, again, 1, because I'm going to count the armor as a minifigure. Its piece count, though, is half of what this Mayor Manor is, right? So price per piece, Mayor Manor is much better. And it has glow-in-the-dark parts, which when there's a glow-in-the-dark ghost, but that was really it for the Haunted Mansion here. I think mostly you were paying for a couple of really new pieces there, which were primarily like the hair of the vampire queen lady, and I don't think any of the rest of it was like new molds. I'm kind of clicking through real quick. I don't think there were any like new pieces. There were a lot of printed pieces like portraits and stuff on the inside of the house, but yeah, no. I think for the most part, this is a better price per piece. It's a interesting design that look good right next to it. Similar size, same kind of 2-story construction with a little bit of a roof. So I think it's a better deal. I mean, honestly, I would love to have it have a little bit more than just the facade. But if that's what this theme is going to be, is just kind of like things that look good sitting shallow on a shelf, which, look, I just finished building Minas Tirith. Having things that fit on a smaller shelf is actually sometimes a good thing. I would love to be able to build out a larger haunted house collection. I have the original Monster Hunters haunted house. I have the new 3-in-1 haunted house. I even have the haunted house that was part of the like the fairgrounds line. I forgot what they called it, but it was the Baron's haunted house that was like a ride, because it was part of like the theme park. You'd have the loop coaster, you'd have a merry-go-round, a carousel rather, you'd have a Ferris wheel, and you'd have this haunted house as like an attraction. And I still have not built that one, but that's one that I have that I still really want to build. So yeah, I think overall I'm actually very positive on this. It speaks to me as an individual. This is the exact type of thing I'd want to build. So I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing of it. I can't wait to get my hands on it in September. I will look forward to building this one. This will be one that I will greatly enjoy building and adding to my collection. All right, well, that's it. I just want to take a close look at this newly announced set. See you all in the next LEGO video.